everybody, this is Mr. Rob, and welcome back to another episode of the Athletics franchise here on MLB The Show at 24, where today the Athletics will be on the road for a couple of series, starting off with a quick two-game set here at Petco Park against the 76 and 68 San Diego Padres, as the Athletics come into this one 59 and 85. If you're excited for this one and more, make sure you drop a like and you subscribe down below, especially if you want more franchise content. We're almost done with year number 3 of this series. And on to another. Joe Musgrave on the mound for the Padres. He's had a pretty good year so far as Esteury Ruiz settling in to the leadoff spot once again, as he'll start the day first with a bang. Ruiz to left field and out of here, and the first batter of the day gives the Athletics the lead. A solo shot quickly to left field, as that will be Ruiz's 8th home run of the season. And the Athletics waste no time today, jumping out to a 1-0 lead. So that'll bring up Soderstrom now next with a 2-2, and he will get a fastball into right field and pretty deep. However, this one will be caught by Tatis Jr. for out number 1. And we'll take a look at the Athletics lineup that's already had a couple of loud hits. We'll see Rosario up next, followed by Brent Rooker, Zach Geloff, Robbie Martin, Ryan Noda, Logan Davidson, and Jacob Wilson. In the 9 hole, the usual suspects in the lineup for the A's. That'll bring up Ruiz up next, the former Minnesota Twin with a 1-2, and he gets a nice slider to hit into center field, but hangs up just enough for Jackson Merrill to put it away. So now with 2 down, Brent Rooker up at the dish, and the leader in strikeouts will strike out again on the fastball. But the A's get 1, and Luis Medina will be making his 6th start of the season. He's been given the chance to be a starter. His first starts last week did not go that well. He's got a chance to make up for it here against the Padres, starting off with Ha-Seong Kim, who hits this one into left center, and that's going to be a quick start for San Diego. Splits the outfielders. Rosario will get to it when it's at the wall. That'll be a leadoff double for the Padres. Next up is Xander Bogaerts with a 2-0, and he'll hit this one high into right field. Rooker is over. He'll make the grab, and they will test his arm as Rooker brings it in, and Kim is easily into third base. And we'll take a look at the Padres lineup, a very talented batting order as they continue to push for potential playoff spots. We'll see Manny Machado followed by Fernando Tatis Jr., Brendan Donovan, Luis Campusano, Spencer Steer, Jesus Sanchez, and Jackson Merrill. This is a very talented bunch. We'll see if the Padres can get it done, though, and continue their playoff hunt. Manny Machado now with a 1-1 and laces it into right field for a base hit, and that will score the run. So the Friars will tie this one right back up at 1 apiece, thanks to the 1-out double from the now 9-time All-Star Manny Machado. That's actually his 29th double of the season. Tatis Jr. up next, pops this one up into foul territory. Noda will make this play for the 2nd out of the inning. So it'll now be up to the former Cardinal Brendan Donovan with the first pitch, and he even drops it over to Noda, and that will end the inning, but we're all knotted up again at 1 apiece. We're going to the top of the 3rd now. Logan Davidson leading off for the Athletics, and he gets a slider down the middle. Hits it to the opposite field with some carry, and it will clear the wall. So the A's back out in front. Another solo shot, this time off the bat of the shortstop Logan Davidson, as he hits his 6th home run of the season. And, well, the A's, they get their 1-run lead right back. They now lead this one 2-1. Bottom 3 now, see if the Padres can answer. Jackson Merrill leads off, and the talented young man from Severna Park High School in Maryland draws a walk. So that'll bring us back to the top of the lineup where Kim started the day for the Padres with that double into left center. Got a 0-1 pitch here and hits this one into left field. This time Rosario will get underneath it, so that will be the first out. Merrill will retreat back to first. That'll bring up the DH Xander Bogaerts. 2-2. He looks at strike 3. Nice fastball up and in for Medina. That is his first K of the night, and that'll bring up Manny Machado, who drove in the run earlier for the Padres off the double. He'll have a chance here with the first pitch, and he will hit this one into the gap in right center, and this one will get up against the wall, and it's got some trouble. Merrill has some speed, already rounding third, and this will be another tying double for Manny Machado, just like he did in his first at-bat, now his 30th double of the season, and we're back at 2 apiece. Tatis Jr. up next draws a walk as Medina misses low and in. That's his 2nd walk of the day. That'll bring up Brendan Donovan, acquired at last year's trade deadline, still with San Diego. And he will hit this one into right field, so the inning not over yet. San Diego with another extra base hit. 1 run will score. The second one is being waved home, and the throw is not in time. It's a 2 RBI double for Brendan Donovan. The Padres to their first lead of the day. It's 4-2 as Luis Campusano will then ground out to end the third. We'll stay with the Padres bottom four here. Spencer Steer, who lines this one into left. The former Red who was acquired at this year's deadline with the base hit. Jesus Sanchez up next with a 2-1. He'll also hit this one into left field, and Medina now with some trouble. First two on here in the fourth, and San Diego picking up right where they left off. Jackson Merrill up next. Grounder down the first base line and fair. Another run will score. It's 5-2 San Diego. Still nobody out, and there's runners on the corners for the top of the lineup. Kim had a big double in the first with an 0-1. He hits it up the middle. Base hit. 6-2 Padres. And Medina is in all sorts of trouble here. Can't even get one out here in the fourth. How about Bogarts? First pitch into right field. Base hit. Another one for San Diego. Runner is rounding third. Heading home. It's an RBI. 7-2 now in favor of the Padres. Still nobody out. Manny Machado up next. Draws a walk. And I think we've seen enough. Medina has officially lost it. Doesn't even get an out in the fourth. He'll go through 3 innings. Has the bases loaded. Robbie Francisco, now the long reliever, trying to minimize whatever damage has been done. As Fernando Tatis Jr. begins by flying out into the infield fly rule. So that'll be a nice start. Donovan up next with 0-2. Swings at a pitch in the dirt. And quickly Francisco has 2 outs. Bases still loaded. A big spot now for the first time All-Star Luis Campusano. 1-1. Laced into left field, but Rosario is there. So Francisco comes in with nobody out and doesn't allow a run with the bases loaded. A great performance there by Robbie Francisco. As we go top 5 now, see if the Athletics have any sort of answer for this back-to-back 3 spots for the Padres. Geloff begins by flying to left. That's Jacob Wilson. And then Esteury Ruiz will strike out on the slider. 7th K of the day for Musgrove will bring up Tyler Soderstrom, who drew a walk in his last at-bat. 2-time All-Star now with the first pitch. Gets a nice fastball, but just flies it into center field. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Joe Musgrove. Dylan Lesko comes in now into the 6th inning, making his 29th appearance of the season. The second-year pro from Bufford High School in Georgia. He's one of the most talented young relievers in the game. He'll start with the 3-4-5 hitters as Eddie Rosario will hit this one into right field. And that's an easy out number 1. How about Brent Rooker? 0 for 2. Make it 0 for 3. Well ahead of the curveball. Strike 3. That'll bring up Zach Geloff, also struck out twice today. First pitch, he won't strike out as he hits this one well into left field. This one's back at the track, at the wall, and it is caught. Sanchez reaches up and grabs it. That's a 1-2-3 inning for Lesko. Mason Miller now comes in into the 8th inning. Francisco goes 3 innings without allowing a run. Great performance from him. As Miller will get the 7th started with a grounder over to Noda. Great play by the Gold Glover, and he records the first out. Luis Campusano now up next, 2-1. Chopper over to third. Wilson has this one. And Miller with a nice start. Can he keep it going against Spencer Steer? 3-0 pitch to the first baseman. He walks him on 4 pitches. So no, he can't keep it going. He'll take first base, and that'll bring up the former Marlin, Jesus Sanchez, who has scored a run already today. Lefty steps into the batter's box, 0-1 pitch, and the runner's actually taken off for second, and Steer's thrown out, so that'll be the end of the 7th, as we'll now go into the 9th inning, where Zach Jackson comes in relief for the A's. He comes in with a runner first, 2 down, and he gets Bogarts to hit this one to right where it is caught, so Jackson gets his 1 out. But that'll take us now into the 9th inning, where Luis Patino will grace the mound for the Padres. It's a 5-run lead, so no closing opportunity. So we'll give it to Patino instead, and he strikes out Rooker to begin. Another K against the Major League leader in strikeouts, and that'll bring up Zach Geloff. 0 for 3 on the day, 2 strikeouts, a fly out back in the 6th. Almost was a home run. As he steps in 0-2 now, and Geloff will look at strike 3. The hat trick gets him on the corner. Great pitch by Patino, and now the game comes down to the designated hitter, Robbie Martin, who is also hitless on the day. He has a 1-2 pitch, and Robbie Martin will swing and miss to the slider, and that'll be how this game ends. The Padres take game 1 of this quick 2-game set by a final score of 7-2. Had the back-to-back 3 spots in the 3rd and the 4th and never looked back. A rough start for Luis Medina, but I will say the bullpen was phenomenal. They didn't allow a single run once Medina got pulled out, including that inning where there was the bases loaded and nobody outs. I do think that's going to do it for Medina in the starting rotation. I think we're going to move him back to the long relief spot and give that spot back to Robbie Francisco because he looked excellent today, while Medina seems like he's been more comfortable as the team's long reliever. We lose game 2, 4-2 as well as they walk it off in the 9th. So we lose and get swept in a quick 2-game set, as it looks like it was Ramon Laureano who walked it off for the Padres, as we had a couple of not so good pitches. That'll bring us into the next series where we face the Angels now. The Angels are also not having a good season. They sit 61-85, while we now come in 59-87. They're the team above us in the AL West standings. And of the 2 series we've played so far, the Angels lead it 4-2. So a chance for us to get some back here in Anaheim Stadium. Is on the mound for the Halos will be the lefty Patrick Sandoval, who has not had the best season, making his 31st start with a 5-14, 5.24 ERA season. Ruiz leading off once more for the A's, and he will get a base hit. So for the second straight game that we've seen, it's a leadoff hit for Ruiz. He on first base now for Soderstrom. He gets a high slider, but again, can't do anything with this. Soderstrom not hitting the ball well right now, struggling. A lot of these balls that he would hit into the gaps or over the fence are just being flyouts to the outfield. We'll take a look at the A's lineup today. We are facing a lefty, so it is a little bit different. We'll see Rosario, Rooker, Geloff in the 5 spot, starting to settle into that spot. Robbie Martin in the field today at short. Jacob Wilson at third base. And then Daniel Susac getting another chance in the DH spot, having a pretty solid season. And then Ryan Noda in the 9-hole. Eddie Rosario up next with a 3-1, draws a walk. So 2 base runners early here for the A's. We'll bring up Brent Rooker. And with the first pitch, he'll try to pull this one into left field, and it will get down. Ruiz gets a late start. He's rounding third, but will head back to the base, so they will not send him. Would have been a close play, but they want to play it safe. Because now you got the bases loaded, 1 out for Zach Geloff, who gets an 0-1 pitch, and he grounds it over to short. Maybe we should have sent Ruiz, because that's a 6-4-3 double play, and the A's leave him loaded. On the mound for the Athletics will be Paul Blackburn. His season has been well documented. It has not been good since he signed the 2-year extension in the offseason. Leading off for the Angels will be the all-star rookie, Maxwell Sosaya, as he will step in and lead this one off with a hit into left center. That'll be a double for the 18-year-old who was just a 3rd-round pick last year. Not a lot of hype behind him, and he's got an all-star appearance. It's a bad throw. He tries to take third, and, well, he gets thrown out. So an unconventional double for Sosaya that results in him being out at third base. We'll then bring up Tyler Ward, who hits this one high and deep to left field. Rosario will make the grab. We'll take a look at this Angels lineup today. Up next with, of course, Mike Trout anchoring the 3 spot, having himself another MVP caliber season, hitting .351. Then we'll see Mickey Moniak, Freddie Furman, Luis Rengifo, the newest Angel, Colton Cowser, Zach Nello, and Evan White to round out the lineup. Here it is. Mike Trout brings a 23-game hit streak into this one and will not continue with this at-bat. He strikes out, and Blackburn gets an unconventional 1-2-3. Top 5 now, still 0-0. Daniel Susac at the plate for the A's, and he will ground out to begin this inning. Going to bring up Noda now in the 9-hole spot, and with a full count pitch, he gets a nice one to hit, but again, just grounds out, this time over to Neto at short. So quick 2 down to go to the top of the lineup, and Ruiz, and he will actually hit this one over to second. Nice effort by Rengifo, but Ruiz's speed will beat it out. That's the joy of having it at the top of the lineup. So the base hit keeps standing alive, and Soderstrom will also do just that as he singles into center field. So now 2 on, 2 out here in the 5th. And I'll actually do it for Patrick Sandoval. Pitch count getting high. He won't even get 5 innings, so he'll go 4 2/3, and they'll bring in another lefty in Jose Suarez to go up against Eddie Rosario up next. A good move here for the Angels. It's a full count pitch to Rosario, and he looks at a slurve on the front door. Great pitch by Suarez, and again the A's get nothing. Bottom 5, Blackburn still on the mound for the Athletics, and Colson Cowser will lead off for the Angels as the former Seattle Mariner will hit this one into right, and he'll have himself a double. He was acquired back in July for Matt Thaiss and German Marquez, 2 guys just floundering in the Angels system, and they turn him into a nice player in Colton Cowser. He's been red hot for the Halos. Zach Neto will then ground out to get the first out of the 5th, which brings up Evan White, who singled in his first appearance, and he'll single again here. This one into left field. They'll send the runner, and Cowser will be safe as the Angels strike first here in the 5th. Off the bat of Evan White, it's 1-0. So say up next, up the middle, another base hit, and this is where the problems usually come for Blackburn. Usually doesn't give up 1, he gives them up in bunches. 2 on now, 1 away for Ward. It's a double steal. Soderstrom with a bad throw to third allows the base runners to be safe. They should have been out, but Soderstrom threw it behind Wilson, and the double steal works, and the aggression will pay off for the Angels as Martin bobbles this one. I was going to say it's an out, but it's not even that. They're going to rule that a hit. I would have ruled it an E6. Everybody's safe. 2-0 now in favor of the Angels as Mike Trout bombs one to center. It'll hang up there just enough for Ruiz to get underneath it, and they will not tag the runner, so it'll just be an F8 as they both stay at first and second. Moniak now with a full count looks at strike 3, so the Angels do get 2 in the 5th. They take a 2-0 lead as that'll do it for Blackburn. Zach Jackson will come in and take the 6th inning. ERA now under 5, which seems like the first time all season. Starts off against Freddie Furman, the former Royals catcher who strikes out to begin the festivities. Luis Rengifo struggling this season, hits this one well to left field, but again, not well enough. These balls just dying out in the left field air as that's caught by Rosario. 2 down now for Colton Cowser, who doubled in his last at-bat, and this time he'll just fly out to center. So a good 1-2-3 inning here in the 6th for Jackson. As we now go, Jimmy Hergetz will come in for the Angels. We've seen him a couple times down in Salt Lake in the Down on the Farm series. Recently got called back up to the Angels, and he inherits a 2-out, 2-on situation here and delivers. So the high-pressure situation, Jimmy Herget gets the out he needs. J.P. Fireison now on the mound for the Athletics, the former Diamondback, now a 3.98 ERA. So it seems like starting to steady the ship for the first time as an Athletic. He comes on with 1 down, the runner on first, and gets the top of the lineup. So Seiya to ground right back to him. Runner will advance with Taylor Ward at the plate, and he gets jammed inside. And Fireison does his job in the 7th. Now going into the top of the 8th, where Jose Soriano's on to set up for the Angels. An interesting call because he has an 8.68 ERA. Not sure I would turn it over to him with a 2-run lead. And, well, Zach Geloff will begin by singling into right. That is the 10th base hit of the day, mind you, for the Athletics, who still don't have a run. Robbie Martin up next with a pitch in the dirt will allow Geloff to move to second base. So a wild pitch puts a runner in scoring position. And Soriano already living up to that ERA. He does strike out Martin, though, with a 99 heater in the at-bats, which brings 1 down now for Jacob Wilson, who has a 2-0 pitch and hits a sinker right over to Rengifo. Runner does move up to third, but we need a base hit to bring him in with 2 outs. It's up to Daniel Susak to keep the inning alive, and he draws a walk, so I guess he does just that. He'll take first base, and that'll bring up Ryan Noda now. Already with his 4th at-bat of the day. It just shows you the kind of not clutch we've had today. And he gets plunked on the first pitch. Slurve runs inside. And now the bases are loaded. We're going to pinch run him with Daryl Hernandez at first. For the top of the lineup, the guy you want, Ruiz, the best hitter with runners in scoring position. And he will get the base hits. Beats out the throw. No throw, actually. An RBI single for Ruiz. It's 2-1. And that'll do it for Soriano. The Angels now on the back foot. Could have told you that was going to happen. Cole Sands in, trying to get the final out of the inning is Tyler Soderstrom. Full count, and Soderstrom swings at a pitch of the eyes. Poor discipline there. Could be a major turning point, as now the Athletics are still down by 1 as we go into the 9th, and Andrew Watts in to try to get the save. Recently given the opportunity to be the closer for the Angels, he's 5 for 7 on the season, looking for save number 6, and he'll start by striking out Eddie Rosario. Brent Rooker now up next, 1-2. He will also swing and miss. A great slurve running out of the zone. Now the game quickly comes down to Zach Geloff. 2-2. And they say he went around on the cutter, and that will do it. Watts comes in and closes the door on the Athletics. And the Angels will win this one by a final score of 2-1. As that Soderstrom at bat in the 8th could have been the difference maker. We're looking at a 2-2 game with the bases still loaded if he doesn't swing at the pitch at the eyeballs. Nonetheless, the Angels win game 1 of this 4-game set, 2-1. Suarez gets the win, Blackburn the loss, and we saw Andrew Watts get the save. Your player of the game in this one is Evan White, who went 3 for 3, 3 singles, and got himself the RBI. Also, something to note, Mike Trout did not get a base hit, so his 23-game hit streak will come to a close, and I think that would happen at our hands. We then lose the next one, 1-0, a very low-scoring game, as Wolochuk pitched good, but just didn't get the run support. 6 innings pitched, 1 earned, and he gets the loss. Game 2, we win by 1-0. So this has been a very boring series, I would say, as JP Sears goes 7 innings and 0 earned. Actually, there were no earned runs in this game. The Angels had 3 errors, which is why our run scored. After this, we will make one roster move. I've called up Pedro Pineda to be our September call-up, and he hasn't hit very good in 7 at-bats. So instead of shooting his confidence, we'll give him another shot in spring training next year. And instead, we're going to give Abraham Toro a chance. He's not a rookie, but he is a veteran getting ready to turn 30. And if there's a chance for us to see if he will be a part of this team next season, he needs to get it done these next 2 weeks. So we'll give him the shot in the final couple of weeks of the season. And then we lose game 4, or we actually win game 4, 6-5 in 10 innings. Ryan Noda goes deep and has 3 RBIs. And that proved to be the difference maker as we split the set against the Angels. Heading into now our final home games of the season, we'll host the Yankees and the Angels for a rematch in the next episode. Our final games in Sacramento in the 2026 season as it continues to wind down. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you drop a like and you subscribe down below. If you want to see a series keep going, I haven't really made up my mind as to what I want to do with the series going into MLB The Show 25 around the corner. So if you want to see this series continue, please let me know in the comments section. But this is Mr. Rob, and I'll see you in the next one.